Hello everyone, this is the RPG player and this is Nightmare Reviews. Now I'm sure the first thing you're wondering is, hey, where the heck is Tentacolino Part 2? Well, we have the rest of the script written. We're going to be starting to film the rest of it next week. Starting editing, so if all goes well, that should be out soon. But right now, I'm doing this quick commentary for this fan film over here, okay? This is a Sonic the Hedgehog fan film by Blue Core Studios. Says so right there, of course. And the reason I'm doing this commentary is because I followed this fan film for when it was pretty much first announced. It's the same people who made a Mega Man fan film. I never really watched it all the way. I'm not really much of a Mega Man fan at all. But this fan film intrigued me for a few reasons. One, as you can see at the credits there, they actually got Jaleel White to play as Sonic. And for those Sonic fans out there, he was the guy who played as Sonic in the TV shows. So I thought that was kind of interesting that they managed to get them. And for a fan film at the time, when they first announced it, I figured progress was going alright. This took 2 years to make this fan film. And the result is not that good. It really isn't. I don't know if it's harsh to say it's horrible, because there are some things about it that I do like, but at the same time, there's just a lot of bad things about it, and that's really why I want to do this commentary. Especially as a 3D artist myself, there's a ton of complaints I have as far as the visual effects go here. Like right here, we start here with the little egg carrier, and I don't know, it just doesn't do it for me. It looks like the GameCube games. It doesn't look realistic. But then you have robots like these that actually look really, really good. These Eggman robots. I mean, you could tell they're CGI, but at the same time, for a fan film, this was stunning. And so right away, you can see this contrast between the effects. Like, look at that. You go from realistic to obvious CGI. And I don't know how this happened, because I was watching the end credits and I'm like, did they have multiple visual teams? No, apparently they had 4 people working on the visual effects, and it's those same 4 people all the way through. So I don't understand why there's this huge contrast. And then, of course, here's a cameo of Brentalfloss. That's another weird thing about this video. They have weird cameos of different people on the internet on this video, and I really feel it's out of desperation. It's just so they can get more people to watch this video, because they're like, oh, Brentalfloss is in it, or whatever. This guy on YouTube I know is in it. And the cameos aren't even really clever either. They're just kind of there. So of course we start here with this city, Mobius, and it's being taken over by Dr. Robotnik, obviously. So we have like the president. It's called President Bushnell, which, okay, nice pun. It would have been a lot funnier when President Bush was actually president, but that's such a long time ago, the joke kind of breaks. And then, of course, here's the cameo with James Rolfe. And again, there seems to be no point to the cameo other than to try and gain views. Then here we have the man himself, Dr. Robotnik. Now this confuses me. Why would they why would they have news reporters interviewing the man who's going to take over the world right now? That just, how does that work? Do they just have a bunch of film crews go and somehow find out his secret lair? And Robotnik's like, oh yeah, I'll do a story for you guys. I'll explain what's going on. Like, I don't know. That's dumb. You know, and then again, there's the fake egg carrier, and it's just so bad. I mean, the textures are just, they needed a lot of improvement. Then here we see the big bad guy again, Dr. Robotnik, in this really dramatic turn to your right shot. And
Take a step back and
then here's Jaleel White,
perfect world. A place where you can just kick back, just enjoy everything around you.
This is the line that they actually used in the teaser trailer, where Sonic has this little monologue about what's going on. And at first, far away, the effect, you're like, you can't really see Sonic there, so you're like, oh, what? I can't tell, does that look okay? It looks okay from that shot because you can barely see him. But when you see Sonic, my goodness, is the Sonic effect terrible. Look at that. That's only the back of him. And my gosh, that effect, that fur effect is horrible. Like, it's absolutely horrible. And then, oh, another desperate cameo, we have Doug Walker. And apparently, I'm not sure because I ain't paid enough attention to the credits, but someone told me that Egoraptor is voicing the robots. Which, oh yeah, and that's pretty terrible. Like, the robots look decent, except when they're grabbing people, and they do this twice, by the way, where they have the robots try and grab people, and it's just obviously fake, it just doesn't work. But yeah, so you have Doug Walker and then Egoraptor, and again, the cameos don't make much sense, other than just to gain views, because they're, I don't know, they just seem weird to me. Holy crap, I've been saved by a CGI hedgehog. Just look at that.
Way past cool.
And that is the killing point for me. At first, I was willing to let the fur go by, even though I thought it was terrible. The mouth is the killer. The mouth just kills it, by far. It's hideous. And the lip syncing, the animation, it barely moves. It, like, flops up and down, and that's about it, like a goldfish. It's just, I can do better than that. I've done better facial animation than what they just did there. And that's pretty sad. It really is.
The Empire's looking out for your best interest.
And then there's another cameo of, what's his name, Stuttering Craig, I think, from Screw Attack. Again, just a cameo, just to get more people to watch this film.
The blue blur is currently wanted for insurrection.
And now they're calling it the blue blur, and that gives me too many bad memories of Smallville. I don't think that was a good choice to call him that. I'm like, really?
They're all...
Now, Robotnik. There's a couple things I have to say about Robotnik's performance. I like his performance. I like the actor they got for him. His voice sounds cool, all that. The costume, though, is what sets it off. The costume, I know it's based off the original costume of the actual guy, but it just looks too cheesy. Like, they tried to make Robotnik this really threatening man, but that costume just doesn't work, especially when you see how dark and gritty everything else is. They're trying to make this the more realistic style of Sonic the Hedgehog. You'd think they would have done the same for his costume, but... you know, no, instead they just decided to go the lazy way, and it doesn't work. I know there are people who complain about the mustache. I don't have a problem with the mustache. I don't have a problem with his face or the glasses or anything. I think that's fine. It's really the suit that's the problem. It's... like, they should have gone for a more metallic kind of look, almost like what they did with Sonic 06, which I know... a lot of people dislike that suit, mainly because it was trying to go a more realistic way, but this film is trying to be realistic anyway with using live-action actors, so I think something like that works anyway, if they went that direction, but... other than that, Robotnik is okay overall. Like, his performance is nice, I just can't get over his costume. Then you have Gun, which, again, they just... that's another thing I hate. They decide to go the Sonic X format and go G-U-N because they're too afraid to say gun or something. I don't know. But,
Can we make it from here?
so there's that.
I don't want to be here all day. Take aim.
Cover him.
And the acting's just meh. I don't think it's as horrible as some people say, but it's... like... I don't know. These people are probably just people from the internet that they got for cameos, and maybe I don't know about them. That's what the whole cast seems to consist of, is just internet cameos, and that's really not good. Because most people are just not good. Look, there's Sonic again. I mean, look at that mouth! It's horrible! Like... And then you get effects like the robots. The robots, they did nice. Like, I don't know if I would say I was impressed with the robots, but they look like they should. They blend in with the environment okay. You can tell that they're CGI. And, you know, Sonic, he blends in with the environment okay, except for maybe that shot. That shot, it was super obvious CGI. But again, the main problem is the fur looks ridiculous. It looks dry. Like, it doesn't look natural whatsoever.
I know. I can make quite an entrance.
And then, yeah, there's the face again. The mouth. The mouth just looks super weird.
The Blue Blur. Pretty sure you've heard of me, considering I'm #1 on Robotnik's hit list. The Blue Blur is cool, but...
Yeah, just... Oh my gosh.
See something you like?
And if you can believe me, that's actually the best lip syncing they have here. Like, the lip syncing only gets worse from then on. And that's just sad, because it barely lip syncs enough as it is, because the facial, the mouth movements are just not that good.
Catch you guys next time.
Then, of course, you have these shots a lot. Whatever. See, and shots like that work, but then, okay, that one was obviously fake. He did not look like he was on the ground, except for maybe the dust effect. That was like the only thing that looked remotely like he was on the ground. Other than that, it looked like he was floating. But, I mean, it's probably as good as I would do it. I'm not that good at camera motion tracking as well, but again, I'm like, at the time of this video, I'm just an 18-year-old guy who's never had any college experience or any form of education on 3D. I just learned it on my own. And there are some things in the visual effects that I can just look at this and say, I can do so much better, and that's just sad. Like,
Send more after it.
I just don't know. And it's a shame, because you have... The robots look fine, I swear. It's like they spent more time working on the robots than they did on Sonic. That's just really sad to me. And they have this thing where he decides to ride one of the bugs and then let it go. And again, the thing that kills the shots don't look that bad, except when he makes a smile or something. His face just doesn't work. And I think a big problem... It's worse than the Sonic 06 lip syncing. It really is. And I remember people were saying Sonic 06 animations were crap. In many ways, this model looks worse than what they did with Sonic 06. Oh yeah, and then there's Jaleel White doing bad acting with... Oh yeah! He's like... I don't even know. Like, even when they got Jaleel White, that impressed me that they got him, but his performance as well is just okay at times. And then other times you get those lame lines like, oh yeah, that's just not good. And then, yeah, that was really bad. Like, the gravity falling down way slower than he should have. Just...
You can't be serious.
Gun needs him. After everything Sonic...
Oh, and there they go. Now they call him Gun, but the President of the United States had to call him G-U-N. Okay, I didn't notice they said Gun the second time. At first it was like, G-U-N needs to stop Robotnik. It's like, it's freaking Gun.
Islander. We don't know anything about him.
You saw what he did.
Could be a show.
Luckily, it ain't your decision.
We know our enemy. A freak. A South Islander. Priorities have shifted. kill the hedgehog.
Now, you know, it's like, if it wasn't for the costume, I swear, the costume's the only thing that makes Robotnik just okay. If his costume was much better, Robotnik would have been the perfect thing. Like, Robotnik is the thing that I think made this film as good as it is, even though it's not really good. It made it not suck as much. There you go. Cause
I thought we contained all South Island animal life.
yeah.
This thing is still alive.
I really feel like the guy who played Robotnik was the only one who was really trying, in all honesty. Because, you know, it's a less goofy, it's more of a realistic take on Robotnik, but since that's what they're going for anyway, then it just works. The Chaos Emerald looks alright, you know. And then his reaction when he sees the Chaos Emerald, that's cool and all.
That makes 3. 4 more to go.
Oh, yeah. You know, I really feel a lot of the money went towards shots like these. The helicopter shots. That's where all their donation money went into, because it certainly didn't go into the CGI. Speaking of CGI, there's Green Hill Zone, which, yeah, again, it's really bizarre. It stands out. It's like, I don't know. If they weren't trying to go for this realistic approach, it would have looked okay. But it's obvious CGI, and it totally contrasts with the rest of the scenery. And then there's Sonic's dumb smile there. That face just I can't get over it. It's horrible, and I don't know, like, I know there are people saying, oh, well, it's a fan film. Okay, well, if it's a fan film, does that... Oh, yeah, and then, this is Sonic 06 right here, going up the loop super slowly, yet he's still able to go up the loop. And then there's this thing with Knuckles at the end. He has... His fingers are sticking out for some reason. He doesn't have those boxing gloves anymore. And that's the end of the film. It just ends on a huge cliffhanger. And they're not making any more of these. A lot of people are thinking, oh, are they making a sequel? No, the reason they make these films is because they feel they need to prove that a film can be done and executed in a live-action environment. Well, they proved it. They prove that it can be done really, really badly. And, you know, honestly, I really feel that Sonic, in general, is just one of those things that it just cannot work live-action-wise. It has to be either all 3D animated or just cartoon. A cartoon, because that's what it is. It's a cartoon hedgehog. And I think it's ridiculous when they try to put him into this realistic environment. It just doesn't work. And then, of course, there's all the end credits, all those contributors. Oh, all those contributors who wasted that much money. So yeah, that's the end of the film. My thoughts on it, it's just, I hate calling it horrible because I see the potential in it. I mean, like I said before, the robot effects were decent. The Robotnik performance was really well done, I thought. And that's the only good things they have in it. And then they got Jaleel White. Those are like the only three things about this film that are worthwhile. And, you know, a lot of other people feel the same way. I'm not the only one who thinks this. A lot of other people think it sucks as well. Right now, the video has, as I'm recording this, it has 1,425 dislikes. Of course, it has over 7,000 likes as well, so obviously more people like it than dislike it. But one thing that really irritates me is that when anyone makes any negative comment or critique towards this film, someone always has to come up with a comment, well, oh, well, it's free and it's a fan film, so shut the heck up. Okay. Are we really in that time where if something is free or if something's done by a fan, it's automatically uncriticizable? Like, we can't critique it in any shape, form, or way? because we're not just mad at it because we're jealous we couldn't make anything better, or that lame argument that everyone makes. And you know, it's funny, because we live in a society where movies, big blockbuster movies, AAA title video games, all that stuff get criticized all the time. You know, like all the time. And it's okay to criticize those, unless it's The Dark Knight Rises, then apparently you're evil or whatever. But it's like, it's okay to criticize those movies, but it's not okay to give critique to something that isn't done by Hollywood or something. Those are somehow untouchable. And that's a horrible way to look at things. I don't know. This film was really disappointing. The idea that it took 2 years to make this is just astounding, because this does not look like 2 years of work. This looks like 1 year at the most. I don't know what they were doing for a whole year then, because it just doesn't look like they were spending 2 whole years actually working on this. I don't know. But whatever. That's that. So, anyway, so, yeah, we'll be working on the next few parts of Tentacolino. We'll be filming them starting next week, hopefully Monday. Monday's when we want to start to film part 2. And we'll see what happens from there. I don't know how many parts the film's going to be. We have so many. There's a lot that we plan on doing with this review. But, you know, we definitely want to get it out to you guys a lot quicker than, of course, the usual twice a year schedule that we've been sort of going through. So we'll try to get that done as soon as possible. I just figured I would do this because this just astounded me how much I was disappointed with this film. But anyway, I'm the RPG player, and this was Nightmare Reviews. Have a great day, everyone. Catch you later.